Welcome to 5-Minute Lessons for Nonprofits. I'm Mike Gellman. Today, we will be talking about describing your organization's mission on Form 990. My starting point here is it's all about telling your story. And in a very short time period, when related to the mission, we want to be as complete as possible, confident, and compelling in our messaging. And I believe the starting point to get this across to people through the Form 990 is through the mission statement. The important part of the mission statement is it paints a broad picture of the organization in a very few words. And inside that, we want to talk about the mission impact, significant activities, and accomplishments. And the way I like to think of this to help frame it is to think of this as your elevator speech. But it's an elevator speech with 3 different floors. Mission statements will show up in 3 places on Form 990. You need to be aware about those up front. Page 1, the shortest piece, and I like to think of this as being short and impactful. On page 2 is where we're going to be listing our more formal mission statement. And then Schedule O, of course, we have unlimited space, but we want to think about how we message and what we list in the content. So let's go back to the elevator speech tactic here. When you're trying to talk to someone about who you are and what you're passionate about, or what your organization is and what the organization is all about, the key framing piece for me is how much time you have in front of the person. So when it comes to the Form 990, think 3 opportunities, and that each opportunity has a different amount of time for you to communicate. Each one of these 3 opportunities should be crafted separately. And the key mistake we see made time and time again, we've discussed this many times, is that one statement related to the mission statement is put down and then it's shoehorned into Form 990, either a continuing or message or something. What you want to take away from here, and I'm pausing for dramatic effect, is you want to write a page 1 separate piece. You want to write a page 2 separate piece, and then a separate piece for Schedule O. They should make sense together, but they should be written separately. Let's go to page 1, Form 990. And here, for page 1, part 1. And the point I want to make here, not many people get past page 1. So you have to have your most powerful words here. Think of your 990 as a picture, a snapshot. You have 2 choices. You can present your glamour shot, or you could present a driver's license photo. You want this to be your glamour shot. You want to be very thoughtful. You want to be prepared for this. Here's IRS's strong hint on this. If you look at the description, it says briefly describe your organization's mission or most significant activity. IRS is recognizing that it might be hard to fit your mission statement here, and people might relate to you by some of your key activities. So you want to think about what's the 12, 13, 14 most powerful words about the organization and get them in here, and avoid a couple of the obvious mistakes. Don't waste those words with repeating your name. Don't waste space with repeating an acronym or something, and get right to it. And maybe even grammar is not that important as talking about what when people think of your organization, what you want people to think about your organization. So I lean very heavily towards most significant activities. And I lean back towards mission statement when we go to floor 2. And here on floor 2, on page 2, part 3, line 1, you'll see the line is written differently. It says briefly describe the organization's mission. This is different than page 1 where it adds or most significant activities. The focus here should be on your formal mission statement, but again, remember that the space is limited. And again, I do not like when you have a continuation on the Schedule O. We want to use that separately. Remember, the focus from the first part is we want to craft a separate statement for each one of these floors. So most mission statements will not fit in the limited space here. And so you're still going to have to take a summary. So it's a little bit different in that you're going to be basically summarizing your mission, but not commenting on it. Now let's go to floor 3, which is our Schedule O. Of course, here we have a blank sheet of paper, unlimited space. And I like to do 2 things here on Schedule O. 1, put the formal mission statement here. And then my favorite thing that a lot of organizations don't think about is add a little bit of commentary or insight. Most mission statements for most nonprofit organizations can be a little dated. They might not have been updated in a while. and that's fine. So underneath of it, you can talk a little bit more about what I call modernizing that mission statement here and then Schedule O. And it's really just sort of a free space to show the character and emphasis and tie in page 1 and page 2. Let's do a quick wrap up. Remember the 3 C's. It's always you want to be complete, confident, and compelling in your messaging. You want to make a great first impression that when people read this, they will remember. And they're tied into your story, telling your compelling story. That's it for today. For more information, please go to SE4Nonprofits.com. Thank you for being with us. See you next time.